Welcome to Comic News Today. And we're speaking about Kickstarter. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I see the chat's already got some people in here interacting. Thank you very much. My name is Chester C. Busby III, and I am joined by our panel here today. And we're going to be talking about the news. And we also got a guest with us. We have Aaron Pohara, who has got a Kickstarter. And yes, a Kickstarter comic. And we're going to be talking about it. First time we've done Kickstarter here. So how you doing, Aaron?
I'm doing well. How are you all?
All right, we are doing great, man, and we're going to be talking to you throughout here as we do
No,
news, and then we're going to get into your project. Also,
I don't think
George,
I've had a guest that asked how we were. I'm touched.
I'm getting to that, Booster. If you get me a moment, you know.
Oh, my apologies.
No, there we go. All right, but yeah, guys, of course, we are sitting here with the amazing pie expert, Booster. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. And today I have a bacon and egg pie.
Oh goodness, cherry
I
pie,
love-
cherry pie. All right.
Oh
Uh,
no,
yes.
rubbish.
And of course, we're joined by the chairman himself. How you doing, DeWolf?
I'm all right. I'm not as impatient as Booster is.
No, Booster's very impatient. And of course, we are
Okay.
also joined by the Denali Lama. Hello, sir.
Hello, gang. Aloha. Thank you, chat, for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we are joined by the creator of Ignition and many other beautiful pieces of art, Todd. How you doing, Todd? And how's your little girl?
Sorry, thank you very much. Sorry about that. But this is a great project. I can't wait to get talking about it. This should be an excellent show.
It should be, I'm really looking forward to talking about that project too because it's really well laid out. And we've been talking about how to set up a crowdfunder, and we're going to be talking about Aaron's piece here, and it's really good. Now, of course, we always appreciate you guys hitting that like button and joining us as a subscriber. We appreciate all of that. But of course, the best thing you can do is go out there and share it out to your communities, families, and friends. That's the most helpful thing you can do. Also, of course, we have all our links down below. We have our Fan Speak Facebook page, and please go over there and be part of that. And we also have our podcast, which we really enjoy putting up, and hopefully you guys are enjoying them too. And of course, we have our donate button below that. And if you're interested in getting involved in the giveaways and stuff we want to do on the channel, then we'd appreciate you offering a little bit of money over there to help that project. Other than that, we're going to get into our news here real quick. But of course, as usual, I want to come over and I want to say hello to the chat. So I see we have Joshua Hughes in here, and he is claiming this chat for the Cult of Raven. As usual, and
Yeah.
he's got all his gibberish in there. Kat is with us. Hello, everyone, she says, and hello, Kat. We have Devil's Angel. Hey there, or he says, hey all, and we say hey hello to you as well. Risey Lee is here, and he says, howdy all, hail Raven, and happy Thanksgiving. Oh yes, absolutely, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Of course, DeWolf has to claim Quasar as usual. Gus Tyler Bush. Hello, everyone. Well, hello to you, Gus. Hothead Rebel 86 is joining us. He says hello, everybody, and we say hello back to you. So just keep in mind, chat, that as we're going through, you have any questions or comments, just please go ahead and put those in there, and we will get to them and we will read them, and I will do my best not to let Booster read them at all because, bad things happen.
What?
Dave is here. He says, yo from Philly. Wow, awesome, dude. Yo from Japan, Dave. The Unbreathable Skunk Girl says, aloha, chat. Well, aloha, Miss Skunk Girl, or Mrs. Skunk Girl. Oh, Brad's here, a Pencil for Life. Yo, guys. Hello, Brad. That's nice. We get
Hello,
a big,
Girl.
big crew in here. Huh? What do you say, Booster?
I said hello to you, Mrs. Skunk Girl.
now. All right, guys. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the news. And we got some interesting news articles here we're going to talk about. And let me go over here and share this with my panel so they can see what we're talking about. And the first thing we got up here, Janelle, tell us about this, man. What's happening here, man?
Well, for those who are following the Teen Titans comics, they're set to reveal the mother of Lobo's daughter, Crush. for and more character secrets. And I'm like, first of all, Lobo has a daughter. Second of all, somebody actually did the nasty with Lobo. And third of all, that person actually survived to give a spawn of Lobo. Mind blown.
Thank you, Denali. That was very nice introduction to what the story's about. But
Which Lobo, by the way? Which
yeah,
Lobo?
oh,
We're
there's
talking-
more than one Lobo.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
Well,
There's one
please.
that's
No. We don't talk about New 52 Pretty Boy Lobo. And
We
it's
don't.
not
Okay.
that one.
Sorry.
Okay.
We don't talk about that one. We don't even acknowledge
Well,
it.
Todd,
frankly.
you've been put in your place by the booster. Okay. Now the thing with me though is, how is this even possible? She looks like Lobo, but unless I'm incorrect, which I'm pretty sure I'm not, Lobo murdered his entire planet. So exactly how was there another Lobo species
He
to
did
make a
fail
baby
with a couple
Lobo?
of them.
Huh?
He did fail with a couple of them. Like in Portrait of a Bastard, that actually involved his kindergarten teacher, I believe.
Oh.
And she was still alive in that one. Yeah. That's a good read. That's very fun. But other than that, there are very few Caesarians or whatever they're called left around.
Well, I didn't even know he had a daughter, so that's interesting. Looks angsty. Anybody else got an opinion on this story? She's a Titan that Booster was telling me. She looks like a Lobo. She has a mother, which okay. There's a lot of interesting little art in here. Anybody have an opinion on Crush and her mother?
So
Well,
what can I do?
I haven't really-
No, go ahead,
Sorry?
Aaron.
All right, I'm gonna kind of. This is completely from the left field, but I have a feeling that this may happen.
Mhm.
So we all know how Damien kind of happened, right?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that they're gonna reveal that Talia is actually the mother. That she stole some kind of, that she stole Lobo's DNA and basically did that with it.
Wow. Now, what manner of insight do you have to think that's the case?
I mean, that's more plausible.
Absolutely none, except it being DC, and the only thing that makes sense at this point.
Fair enough.
Okay, all right.
And
I'll take it.
and the fact that they're kind of trying to do the whole crush Damien thing, and I think that's gonna crush him, pun intended.
Pun. All right, cool, man. Well, all right. It could be. I mean, it is DC. They do that kind of stuff quite a bit. Anybody else got opinions on this one? It's kind of a cute little article. It's fun comic stuff. Anybody else? No? All right. Well, let's keep it moving right along then, because that's a fun one, and we have some that aren't so fun, and they're going to be increasingly depressing. I do apologize, chat. I do see that JP4 is in here. Hello, and a lot of Thanksgiving wishes coming around here. But ValeNet is in here. I also saw that Nick W has jumped in, and of course Thundaro is here. Be afraid, be very afraid. And the R2D2 for life is in here, and he's wishing a happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. And our next story here, ooh, goodness, Denali.
So, for those fans who follow Doctor Who, the current rumor is from Scarrow Outpost. For those who know, it's a credible fan site that finds news, but they put it in as rumors. Says that Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall is going to be rumored to exit in 2019. So after season 12, which is going to be abbreviated to about 6 to 5 episodes, they're going to try to leave after that because Chibnall is not satisfied with the behind the scenes, and Jodie Whittaker doesn't want to stay on if Chris isn't on there. So that's the news after a glorious a glorious beginning for the 13th Doctor. It looks like her luck struck out and she's going to be departing soon.
Oh, well, we do know. Well, first of all, Jodie Whittaker is a pretty good actress. I've seen her in other things. She's not bad. But this whole thing is a train wreck. First of all, the fanboys aren't going to be upset you making her into a female. Now, I have less trouble with that particular, other than the fact that you should have done a spinoff like you did with Torchwood, right? I mean, that's how you could have had a female Time Lord. It would have been a good idea. But the real problem with the show isn't that. The real problem is every episode is a TV special in informing you about PC culture and how wrong you are. Every episode. It is insane. It's like, come on, it's Doctor Who, man. This is campy, goofy fun. It's Doctor Who, right? Uh,
Right.
I don't get it.
I mean, they could have gotten Ramona back with a new actress and done spin off like you mentioned, because she's
Yeah.
been there and everybody's been
Yeah.
asking, bring Ramona back.
Sure.
What's so hard about that?
Perfect.
Wait. Are you guys telling me that lecturing the fans and telling them that they're awful pushes them away?
I know it's weird, isn't it? It's kind of like if you
what-
get woke, you go broke.
What an extraordinary
that.
phenomenon, sure.
Right? It is.
Right.
So what do you think, DeWolf? What do you think about this whole debacle and it's falling apart
Well-
so hard?
So did they try to make it Doctor Whom?
Ooh,
Right?
Ooh, yes.
Ouch.
Oh, you quiet.
That was slightly clever. I like that. Yeah.
because you're going to correct it, right? Well, we have to correct it and make it proper. Well, okay, it's not. And if you go into something like this is what I don't understand. I've said this about the Marvel MCU. If you get a character, if you are offered the character that is someone who has been throughout history, who's now a cultural icon, if you're offered this character and you agree to it forever. Okay. Now, maybe I'm going a bit to extremes, but I think that you have to go into this with a mindset that you're taking on something that's bigger than you. You need to be dedicated to it. You need to be proper. And you can't rant on Twitter, et cetera, and this is one of those roles that if you take it on, you need to be prepared to go through trials and ups and downs. And if there's things in the back ground doing, whatnot, you go ahead and you just kind of rough through that, make the best of it, and portray the character to the best of your ability, because you're putting it forward to a whole new generation of people who maybe enjoy it and like what you're doing. And it's a shame when people just drop something like this.
It is, and there's a little bit more I think going on than that as well. It did say here in the article that Jodie Whittaker just had her first baby, which congratulations to her. Although she did wait quite a while. I mean, she's not a young lady, but congratulations on the baby. So that might be complicating things as well, to be honest with you. But there is so much anger coming at them. It's not only that they brought her on. There is some of that, but it's just because the episodes are so bad. Aaron, you have an opinion on the Doctor Who debacle?
So the Doctor Who, I mean, the biggest problem that I have with it, it's not even that the show is bad. It's they try to reinvent the wheel, though. So from what I read before, they're not gonna bring any of the your famous villains. You won't see any of that. They'll basically try to reintroduce everything and everyone to the Doctor Who, so it kind of alienates your fan base that you already have.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a big thing. I don't think Jodie is doing a bad job. I really don't.
No.
But I mean, again, she does with what she's given. Capaldi was great. I mean, I loved Capaldi, especially the ninth season. Not the last one, but the one. Sorry, the one where he went to the spoilers. Another pun. When he went to the tower. That two-parter was great to me. I just love that episode. But this, if you're not gonna bring any of the Doctor Who, villains or any, faces from the past that people can relate to, and then, like you said, every episode being like do this, don't do this. It's not a PBS cartoon. It's not Sesame Street, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's true, right? And a lot of times when they gender swap something or race swap or whatever swap stuff, they do try to do a reboot with it. I mean, if you're going to bring the character in, fine, explain why the character's there, and then continue on with what you're doing. But they do try to reboot every time they do this, and that's I don't understand it. I mean, why don't you take the success of what's there and build on it, right? But it is a problem. We don't want to sick on this too much. I do want to come over and hit her chat real quick. Thundaro says, could have split the Doctor again, have one side be masculine and one feminine. Yep. That would have been a cool idea for an arc. Sure, they could have done that. Let's see. Risey Lee thinks this thing, lol, Doctor Who isn't even safe. Well, nothing's safe. Thundaro continues with, then they could have had the male Doctor die and have to put into some form of stasis. Then you can have a series of two of femdoc only, trying to restore the male to once again be whole again. Yeah, interesting idea. Nick W. Yeah, it is cool. Nick W says,
no more Scott. No more Farscape. That's sorry.
Okay.
Actually, I love Farscape. That's
so
a plot from.
I love Farscape, yeah. And Nick W says, alienating fan bases. Is Kathleen Kennedy also working for BBC? No, dude, the BBC, Kathleen Kennedy has nothing on the BBC, dude. Those guys are way, way past the pale. They're out of control. Valenid says, I stopped watching Doctor Who when Capaldi started doing Marxist SJW monologues. Yeah, he did, which stopped the show dead. The show went downhill quick. Ray says, hi, Todd. And Todd says, hey, Ray. Awesome. Let's move on to the next story here. And like I said, these are getting more and more depressing, guys.
What's so funny, Booster?
I just thought that was very riveting conversation. Hi, Todd. Hi, Ray. How you doing? Yeah.
And
We're gonna
one
have a
more
little bit
thing,
of cup of tea.
Love you. Okay. Nelly, tell them what we're looking at here from Deadline Hollywood, man.
Yeah, before I go, what was it that you wanted to say, Aaron?
I just wanted to say it's not even about gender swapping. I mean, when you had a master gender swap with Capaldi, that worked out. That was fine. But they didn't try to reinvent the wheel. When they started reinventing the wheel with this season, that's where people kind of tuned out.
Oh yeah.
And so that's really the biggest part. They basically said, okay, yes, you guys watched this entire series for 50 whatever years it's been on. Yeah, 50 years now. And just goodbye and let's start anew, and you can't do that. No, not with something as big as Doctor Who.
Yeah, no.
I mean, look at Discovery, for God's sakes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Right.
Oh, don't even start on that. That's painful.
We don't want any STDs here.
No, we
please.
don't want any STDs here. And Aaron, you're making my hair hurt, man. Hoth Rebel says, I just hit the like button for this live stream. Well, thank you very much, Hoth Rebel. I hope everyone else does the same. Go ahead, Denelli.
Absolutely, and hit that share button because that helps us a lot as well. But Deadline Hollywood reporting that accountants to examine records of Vikings and the Tudors producer who denied claim that they diverted embezzle up to 40 million
Euros.
Is that pounds? Euros? Okay, euros. So for those who don't know, the producer are from Octave Films, and they produce such TV shows like Vikings, The Tudors, Calvary, Penny Dreadful. Let me see what else. The Borgias, Greta, Leap Year, P.S. I Love You, Becoming James, to name quite of the few that's in the article.
Oh yes,
so,
love those things, man.
So yeah, so there have been legal contestation saying that the producer embezzled or diverted 40 million euros during the production of those shows, and that that fund is missing. It's not accountable for the projects. So, and I could say there's been a couple of times where there's some episodes that kind of didn't look as good as the other ones. So
Oh well, but I did love
yeah.
those. But Morgan
Mhm.
O'Sullivan and James Flynn, my brothers in blood. What are you doing? Please say it isn't so, because I love that production company. I love it. Anybody have any opinion on this straight up fraud?
It's not good. It's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not. It's not good, man. It's really too bad because these are some great stuff Octagon Films puts out, man. Really good
The
stuff.
only one, yeah, the only one I haven't watched was the Vikings, and which is shocking because I love Viking stories. Just didn't have time, but the rest of them were great.
hmm
So,
I
but
I hope it works out, man, because I'd hate to see Octagon Film fall down because like I said, they do a great job. They're really good at period pieces, man. There's great production value, wonderful acting. It's and it's an Irish production too, which is we want to promote that. Well, at least I do. I want to see more and more coming out of Ireland. But anybody have any opinions on this? I mean, it's pretty much just a news. Now we know it. I don't know if there's much opinion to have on it, but anybody?
Nope.
Okay. Well, this one everyone's got to have an opinion on, and this will be our last article today, and then we're going to jump over and talk about Aaron's book. And I do
Okay.
apologize, but here it comes.
You ready for it?
Bill Maher responds to outrage over his Stan Lee comments, and let me guarantee you guys, I'm not going to bother here just letting Denelli just read the headline. I'm going to read it because it's worthy of it. So hang on to your seats. HBO late-night host and comedian Bill Maher has clarified his previous statement about Stan Lee following the comic book legend's death. During an interview on Larry King Live, Maher said that he had just heard about the uproar over his statement, noting that he doesn't follow every stupid thing people lose their S about on social media. Maher went on to clarify that his comments were not meant as a personal attack against Lee, but then doubled down on those comments as a criticism of artistic medium Lee helped revolutionize and the culture that it embraced. But, and here's a quote from him, but talk about making my point for me. Yeah, I don't know very much about Stan Lee, and it certainly wasn't a swipe at Stan Lee. Yeah, fine. I'm an agnostic on Stan Lee, Maher said.
No.
I don't read comic books. I don't even read them. I didn't even read them when I was a child. What I was saying is a culture that thinks that comic books and comic book movies are profound meditations on the human condition is a dumb effing culture. And for people to get mad at that just proves my point. Okay, now you are a very lucky human being that you're not standing in front of me right now, Mr. Mayor, because I would lay you the hell out. Because that is one of the stupidest statements I've ever heard. First of all, we know comic books are, one, very helpful in promoting reading amongst children. This has been statistically proven many times. Second of all, it's a true American art form that has been going on. It's one of the few actual American things we have. And not all comics are a meditation on the human condition, but you know what? Some are. Some comic books are actually quite profound. And what you're doing here is you're talking about things that you know nothing of. And this seems like an odd thing for a guy like you to be doing. It's kind of like me saying, oh, I've never played chess or never done anything with chess, but chess is stupid. It's a game. What are you doing playing chess?
No, he does it all the time. He talks about politics. He knows nothing about politics, but people keep eating it up.
Okay, now James Doom says Cheshire threatens violence. He is biased. Yes, of course, I'm not really threatening any violence against Maher. I'm just saying it's outrageous behavior. So
Bundaru says Maher hates America. Comic culture is Americana. Very easy to understand.
All right, you guys go ahead and take it because I don't want to go on anymore because I'll start cussing.
New rule, okay. Oh god, I hate this smug prick. So first, he actually admits that he never even read comic books. So how can he even suggest that comic books are everything that he believes they are if he hasn't even read them? It's oh my gosh. And second, I don't think anyone is suggesting that comic books are how did he put it? Some profound exploration of the human condition or something?
Something like that.
Are fun. That's all they're supposed to be. No one is really... There are certainly comic books that are out there that are, very that are
Profound.
incredible pieces of literature, you know, profound. Yeah, that word. You know, you got your Sandman, Watchmen, Animal Man, a lot of Vertigo titles, some of them, and All-Star Superman. Seriously, read All-Star Superman, please. Dark Knight Returns, all this stuff, but they don't have to be this profound. Whatever the hell he said on the human condition, just to
Meditation on the human condition.
meditation on the human condition, just to prove that they're fantastic things to read. You know, they don't have to be, you smug, pretentious prick. Oh my gosh.
Okay, next.
Tell me what you really feel.
Yeah. So when you are completely ignorant on a topic and you then give your opinion on said topic,
It doesn't stop me.
then you're no better than Booster,
Exactly.
right? So that's what we've come down to. That's right. Yeah, Bill Maher is no better than Booster. That's what we're saying.
That is awful.
and that's something, you know, when you I can't believe well you got a political commentator who uses comedy. It's a comedy show based upon political wait a second, I'm completely this has me that perplexed. So a commentator about politics who uses comedy, does that have relevance? That's the point, right? So comic books have more relevance than Bill Maher does. And when you talk about the human condition and whether or not something elevates the two, there's Bill Maher and what he does. I'm going to leave that right there. It's akin to what Booster does. I guess we figured it out. And then there's a medium in which that has inspired a movie where people have watched a raccoon shed a tear over a tree and they have felt something.
And it touched my heart.
Right? It touched my heart. When you can do that, when you can take characters and show the family bond between a group of completely separate people, entities, and genus and species, and you actually feel something for those characters, yeah, there's a medium there that's much better than another one in which you're tearing down another group of society.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have a Stan Lee who is an actual true-to-life American icon. We have Bill Maher. In 50 years, Bill Maher, no one will remember you. But I guarantee you, 3 centuries from now, Stan Lee will be remembered. So, anybody else?
Sure. You know what? I used to watch this guy because it was sort of I like the sort of roundtable aspect of his show, and
So do I.
you know, yeah. And recently, I don't know if people out there know, but Dish no longer has HBO, so I don't get to watch it anymore. But I didn't disagree or agree with him on everything, but this really threw me because it comes out of sort of left field. Like, where does this even qualify as, you know, something that you needed to talk about? I don't know how you quantify the type of audience you have that you would throw shade over comics or memorize, you know, the memory of a man, or it just complete me. You know, there aren't a lot of things that make me go, okay, I'm done with you. And this is one of those moments that make me go, yeah, I don't care what your show's about or which guest you have on. I'm not watching anymore because that infuriates me.
Yes, it does.
It was that this was even necessary. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could have just just said, and just in passing to just say, even if you just wanted to just talk about Stan Lee, but to actually talk about him in a negative way, that's ridiculous. That's really all I have to say.
And I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of that. I still watch Bill Maher. I'll probably still end up watching Bill Maher after that because, like he said, I like the concept of it. And if he has, as everybody else does, rights to their opinion, and if he wanted to bring something to the table, which I don't think he did here. He could have. I mean, if he wanted to throw shade at Stanley, there are ways to do it without doing this. As I don't know if you guys are aware of the whole Jack Kirby Stan Lee thing and what was going on there, but you could have educated yourself and kind of put it that way. I don't think I would agree with that either. I mean, especially now, since it has been, not even a week since the man passed. And if you wanted to talk about it on the show, if you want to talk about it, bring somebody on the show and discuss it and discuss the legacy, of Stanley and Kirby and everybody else. He could have done it that way, but just kind of comic books suck and you guys are stupid for reading them is just asinine and kind of childish. But he certainly has those moments when he does that, and sometimes you kind of just look at it, and I would not be surprised if he loses viewership over this. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it in in a week, or even when his show does come back, because he's on hiatus right now, which makes this even more perplexing. Go take a break. Go take a break from being stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
He has the right to his opinions, and we have the right to rip them apart and just show him off for the pseudo-intellectual he is.
Yeah, well, at first I thought he was just one of these other silly celebrities that was trying to step up and say, hey, look at me, I'm saying something negative about Stan Lee. That's what I thought it was at first. But now with this continued comment, no, he's just an ass.
Well,
right.
Anybody who knows him, he would know that he is such an ass.
And yes, you can ding the swear jar for me for that. I gave one swear. All right, fine. Let me go over here and read this chat real quick. Rice Lee says, I once seen a dying rat before I died. I named him Bill and buried him out in the backyard so my cats could dig him up later. Thank you.
Thundaros thinks strangest story I've heard in my life.
Yes, it is. Thundaros says he is beyond smug. Yes, he is. Joshua Hughes says something, but whatever. Doom says he's just trying desperately to be relevant. Yeah, it's kind of what I thought at first, but this takes it beyond that, doesn't it? Trusty Psychic says Mouse, Flit Armarant. Quite the name. It says howdy, Joshua. Valenid says superhero comic books are a modern mythology, are Greek gods and archetypes. Yes, that is right, Valenid. Thundaro says correct, 100% correct. Comics culture and characters will last for at least the next 100 years, and they probably go longer than that. They're fun. People like it. It's fun, guys. He continues with Mar will be forgotten 2 days after he dies. Well, I don't think it'll be that short, but I get it. Ray says, Tard, are you a booster boy? Are you, Todd? It requires a lot of body oiling, just so you know.
Yes.
I have gallons.
All right, let me get through the chat.
If you don't know this, Booster is actually selling the oil, so we can all get some.
Yeah, Denali.
I'm sharing my screen, so let's have something to laugh at as we're closing out.
Okay. Let me come over here and show that up. All right, Denali is okay. Denali, go ahead.
This is Brie Larson eating a donut.
Wow, that she actually has. I wonder if it's the plastic surgery that makes it where she can't show expression. Because even though she's trying to smile, it's stressed. It's very stressed. Goodness gracious.
I have to watch this. I'm gonna watch again on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do this. Let's spend our time on this.
Let's watch again on Instagram. So she's doing chores.
Which is good. Good for her.
Practicing to be Captain Marvel.
You hope.
So we're spending time watching a celebrity do chores.
Wait, was that supposed to be a hard exercise? I could do that.
And she ate a donut.
Yeah.
And she ate a donut.
Okay, fine.
She's so creepy. Goodness me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go.
Let me read one comment here real quick. let's see, where was it? Yes, me Grimlock King 83 says, remember that this is the same guy who thought he could say the N word because he smoked some weed and banged a few black chicks. Okay.
Well, that's right. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's
I do. I
right.
remember it too. Sierra Whiskey is here. Hello, sir. My raccoon friend. I am very, very happy to see you here. But yeah, guys, it's time. We're going to go over here and we're going to start talking about Aaron's project. And it's a good looking one. So get ready. So I'm going to go over here and show this with you guys. And I'm going to bring it back up and let the panel take a look at it as well. And really love the look of this project you got going on here, Aaron. So I'm going to share this with
Thank you.
everybody and let them see. And then what I'm going to do is just let you go ahead and give us the spiel, man. Tell us what's about. Introduce us to the Book of Laxia. Sorry.
That's perfectly fine. So yeah, Book of Laxia, it's basically a story about gods, different pantheons. So you're gonna have your Greek, Egyptian, Norse, and many different mythologies as you know. As the story progresses, first arc is gonna really focus on the two brothers, Deimos and Kronos, that are basically trying to stop the war that's been going on between the families. And each faction, so you're gonna have like Greek gods are going to be one family, Egyptian gods are going to be one family, and Norse are going to be one family, and they're basically all fighting for the supremacy of the realm. And the twins are basically the first gods that got born into this realm in eons. It's been forever since they had the new blood, and kind of nobody knows what their powers are. Everybody has kind of their thing and what they do. So you have Anubis, the god of death. You'll have Ra. You'll have Ares are gonna show up. Spoiler: Thor is gonna show up at one point. So you also have all of that, but these two brothers, nobody knows what they can do. So they're basically afraid of it. Number one, and number two, they're kids, and they're like, well, you can't roll over us. So that's kind of where the story starts, and it basically follows two of them through, trying to stop the war from escalating further and just encompassing everything. That's pretty much what the first arc is about. It's a lot more complicated than that, but if you like mythology and if you like stuff like Game of Thrones, where you have separate families and stuff like that, I think you'll dig it. It's pretty cool. I have awesome art team. Andy Bacarizo and Subasi Azora, which are Team Diaveric, did the art on the book, and Jesse Higgy did the colors. So that's been amazing experience. And then I have like Kenneth Rocafort did one of the variants for me, Ale Garza, and a couple of other smaller but very talented artists. I have Fakro Ribai from Indonesia. He's been amazing to work with. He also did a couple of other smaller pieces and art pinups for me that you can see on the Kickstarter page. And of course, Ben Dunn of Antarctic Press. He's done one of the covers for me as well. So overall, it's been definitely a trip. I've been working on the book itself for about, I want to say 14 years, developing the world and developing the characters and the interactions and how I wanted to do everything. Originally, funny enough, I kind of had it as a Star Wars kind of fanfic back when I was 21, 22. And at that point, I was reading it and I rewrote the script a couple of times. And then I came back and I'm like, wait a second, I love mythology. This is perfect. I already had a couple of the names, from mythology, and then slowly started doing the process all over again. So I technically rewrote the script about 5-6 times. And about 2-3 years ago is when this project in this shape kind of started. So that was definitely a fun process.
Awesome, dude. Well, first of all, I'm going to give you a clap because we've had a lot of Indiegogo guys come on our channel, and most of them, shockingly, cannot tell us what they're making. But you just told us exactly what you're making very clearly. I get the story. I know what's happening. I mean, I'm serious about that, dude. I don't understand why we get so many people come on, but they can't tell us what their project is about. So thank you very much for that to start off with. Yeah, I'm going to go through here and I'm going to scroll through and let everybody take a look at the project. And I'm going to let these guys ask you some questions. All right. So why don't
Sure.
we go ahead and start off with Denali?
Okay. So I'll pass for right now because I'm still thinking of a good question to ask.
DeWolf?
Are you still eating pie? Are you still eating pie? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. They're all eating pie. It's a problem. It's a real problem.
Yeah, we can't help ourselves. The stream, we're all disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pie.
How about you, DeWolf?
I'm waiting for the bacon and egg pie to get here.
My man.
You're doing something that I like to do, and that is scroll down the page and see if, first off, it jumps out at me. Do I like the look of it to begin with, and where it leads me? And this is just the page itself, right? How I look at a campaign to see if I want to look even further. Do I even want to get to know the story and the characters to find out if I want to back it? And I gotta start off by saying right off the bat, I like the way videos usually don't work as a very top concept, but this particular video, however you got the thumbnail on there, it shows the two sides with the play button in the middle, and you couldn't have worked out better, especially since I do read the Eternal War Between the Gods of Two Brothers, What's the Cost? And there's a picture there that shows me it's great artwork, and I do want to know more. And as you scroll down, as Chester was doing earlier, the artwork really grabs me.
Yep.
And I want to now read because the artwork is that good, and it looks nice. And I want to read. And you got balloons. There's great action. There's great art here. There's balloons here. A lot of time people don't actually have the word balloons. So you got some word balloons to give me some writing, and then wow, look at all the great covers. We actually make fun and poke fun at covers. Like right now, Spider-Man, I think it's number 9 something another that's around on the shelves. And there's 3 or 4 different variant covers. I don't want variant covers for a comic that I can go and get off the shelf. These are special. Kickstarters and Indiegogos, there is something that is different about them. You go in and you get them. To be able to order a specific cover to come is almost like a personalization instead of buying it off the shelf as the variant, right? Now you're saying these are things that just buy more of them for collectible value because I want your money. For some reason, I see it different, and I don't know if it's my little fan speak, thing coming out. But it says this is personalized now. I can choose the one that shows part of the story, or it's more stylized and just shows the characters and the concept.
Yeah, and you see here one of these covers is our boy Elliot Fernandez as well.
Oh. Right, yeah.
That's actually an original. Those two are the last 4 are actually the original pieces. The 2 that you see, the Elliot Fernandez one and Carl Moline, those are actually sketches that they did at a convention for me, and those are done on a preview book. I made like a small what do you call them, ashcan. But this is an actual comic book size, and it gives you like 8 pages with like a little more background that's not in a comic book, and it gives you like families, the 3 main families, a little bit about the story, and then you get this was actually a blank that they did a original sketch on. So on one of them, you'll see that's Kronos, and the other one's Anubis from the Egyptian families. So I kind of went kind of crazy with that.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also see we have a very kind of anime-esque art for style going on here too.
Yes, I mean, I'm a huge fan of anime, and it's been, having it to be manga-esque, but not true manga. I kind of wanted to go for that feel, and that was kind of one of the things, trying to find somebody that can encompass what I really wanted to tell with the story visually. And number two, being willing to actually do the book and not just the covers.
Okay.
But I can talk about that for half an hour.
Okay, cool, dude. Well, I'm
So-
gonna jump over here to the chat real quick, and then I'll come back over here to the panel. Okay. Sierra Whiskey says, I like this guy's accent. He sounds like the explosive expert from the Disney movie Atlantis. Interesting.
Yes.
I thought you sounded more like Guido Sarducci, but
Opposite flag.
yeah,
That was the guy.
yeah, Guido Sarducci.
That's the guy that played.
How do you know I'm not the guy?
You don't know Guido Sarducci, man? That guy was hilarious, dude. Real funny. Saturday Night Live back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sierra. Let's see. Todd has something to say, which I don't. He says Father Guido Sarducci too. Well, there you go. We agree, Todd. Sierra Whiskey continues. He says, "Tell us about all the types of explosives you have, sir. Dynamite, nitroglycerin, 4X crackers, etc., etc." It's a joke. I didn't say it was funny, but it's a joke. Coming down here, let's see. I love this guy. Please come back regularly. Yeah, no, he definitely knows what he's talking about. He's got his project underneath his feet. He knows what it is, and that's great. We love to see that. Danelli, ask him how his flower shop is going since he returned from Atlanta.
so, Aaron, how's your flower shop since coming back from Atlantis? Apparently.
It's fantastic. I mean, I have some orchids growing in the back, so
Sweet.
it's been great.
Awesome. But for my question, it's like, how many pages are you looking for this first issue? Is it going to be the standard like 24? Are you looking at 48? What is the size of this comic?
So the first comic is going to be 24 pages, possibly 28. If I 28 would be if I add some, character designs, but the actual story is 24 pages. I may have like a thank you page, so it could total out 28 pages with, additional stuff that behind the scenes type of stuff. But the story is 24 pages, and it's this is going to be one of 7. So the first arc is a 7 part self-contained arc about the brothers, and the way that I'm gonna do it is the first 2 are gonna actually be 24 pages, and then number 3 through 7 are gonna be 40 each, so they're gonna be a little bit bigger. I hope that answers your question.
Right.
No, it does. Now, we do have in here, Aaron, we have a pretty great artist with us in here. His name is Todd. So, Todd, let me scroll through here and look at the art, and why don't you give us your perspective, please? No, we're not talking about you, Booster. Certainly not.
No, I do. Well, see, one, I'm familiar with Jesse, his coloring and stuff, and a lot of times you see him color one piece all over Facebook. He'll get somebody's piece, they ask him to color it, and he does that. So it's good to see him do some sequential work here. He does a really good job. Some of his color holds are really well done. The color holds on these 2 faces are a little different, but I see what he's kind of going for. It's sort of so there's a name for this type of image where you have 3 different planes. And they're not all in the same. They're not representative of the same picture. They're just, the planes are different, and you create sort of a collage of images. But the artwork is really good. It's very solid. There's a lot of. Show me some more of the page work.
Sure.
Yeah, there's definite this guy definitely knows how to, you know, move characters in the story. There's a little bit of really good use of eye flow, especially in this singular page over here, where you see the character sort of looks like she's doing 3 different things in the top, and then, you know, she's got a blue sword. This is really good choice of movement and stuff and blocking. So yeah, this is definitely a solid project. If you know, and if it has any interest whatsoever, I don't think anyone will be disappointed, because it's a top-notch team, and that we've talked about this plenty. We've talked about this to no end. If it looks this solid, you'll get people willing to give it a chance, and you know that should be key enough, because you're not giving it's like a teaser trailer. Is this enough to get you to go see the movie? And it looks to me like enough, you know, more than enough actually.
Oh yeah.
So that's, to me, that's key. Because I don't look at anything here and go, oh boy, this is a little rough, or this needs a little bit of this. No, everything here is by top-notch people that know their, you know, without saying a bad word, they know their stuff. You know, and that, to me, all of the projects that we've looked at and see, if that were the case, we'd be here selling books like friggin' crazy and pushing books over the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have, you know, so much a difference of professionalism to amateurism, you know, and this is definitely professionalism.
And I love this revised. I love revised alternate cover. That is a gorgeous piece, man. Look at that right here.
Yeah,
Right.
Revi did a fantastic piece. He also did, if you scroll down a bit, he did the piece for Ares as well, the standalone, the print. That's also Revi. He did a couple of other covers for me for subsequent issues. So this book is done. So the best part about this Kickstarter, this is all a pre-order. I'm doing this as let's get this printed and shipped. So this is all I'm really asking for right now, is let's get the book, you know, printed and shipped. But the art is fully completed. All the variants are fully completed. All the, you know, prints are fully completed.
That's
So I see.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so I only see for this to be complete and shipped out, it's only another $600 left to make you over the goal for this to be shipped out. Once you make the goal, how long do you think you're going to do? Are you going to do a fulfillment? Have you have fulfillment already ready?
I have a printing company already in place that talked to me about fulfillment as well. So it should, I mean, January is, I should be able to make it, again, depending on how long the actual shipping process is. Since this is kind of my first project I've ever done, I really don't know that process as much. But if it's 6 to 8 weeks, say, after the completion, I believe that January should be met, maybe mid-February at the latest, if there's a printer issue. But like I said...
What is this ritual at midnight that you went through and made some bargain in which the book is $15 and it says ships anywhere in the world? How is this? How is this possible? Explain.
Well, there's, you know, there are shipping fees as well, so there's that involved. So I tried to make it as affordable as I humanly could without, you know, going completely broke either. So I just kind of wanted to have it accessible for everybody, and that was kind of my goal. The one other thing I want to just say about the variants is the Garza cover, the one that you see Demos on kind of standing in front of the castle. The Garza cover, that's actually gonna be interconnecting cover with for all 7. So it's basically the way that I'm gonna have planning. That's not done yet, but the way I'm planning for the last cover to be, it's gonna be actually his brother looking at him across this gigantic battlefield. So that's
like
gonna be the
So it's like a
like a
7-comic panoramic is what you're doing.
kind of, yeah,
Oh, I
with
see.
that one.
Well, I have one complaint, and then I'm going to let Booster make some noise. My complaint is
I'm
this,
going
dude.
for it.
It's too small. Because if you had made a 46 or 60 page thing, dude, you could have charged a lot more money. You have 54 backers. You could be sitting on a lot more money for it. And I understand what you're doing, but I'm just saying for a crowdfunder, it would have been better if it was bigger. So what I'm saying is I want more, right?
Hey, you'll
yeah.
get
But that's all I'm saying, because you could have made a lot more money. Because I think it looked great. I love the project. It's just unfortunate because you got 54 backers. That's pretty good, dude. And if you'd had a higher price tag because it was a bigger book, it would have been a much higher amount of money. So someone complaining that they want more is not a bad thing. But
no, and like I said, going forward, you'll definitely get more. Like issue 3 is gonna be 40 pages. I'm actually finishing up chapter 5 right now. The second book is already drawn, and it's being colored right now, and the third book is being drawn right now. So we are kind of ahead of schedule here.
That's good.
But I'm not. I want this to, this is coming out regardless. I just want to give it to people, so because it's my passion project, and I definitely.
Sure. And it looks great, dude. Booster, go ahead, man.
Yeah, all I'm really wondering is what brought you onto our humble little channel. I just kind of saw you prowling around in the chat one day, and you were talking about your project. I was like, oh, what's going on here? I was just wondering how you found us.
So I mean, just different Facebook groups, and I kind of saw your podcast, and wanted to see if you wanted to have me on. Because I haven't really done too many podcasts. This is my third one that I've done, and that was all in this week. So it's been definitely a fun journey. But I mean, absolutely, thank you so much for having me on. I do appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad you contacted me, man. I really love the project. I'd actually seen it before, so I am very happy that you contacted me, and I hope you're contacting other people and really push this in the last 8 days, because I think it's a good looking project. We've all given you a lot of praise here, because it's how you do this, right? And the price point to getting involved is really good, guys. You can pick up a digital version for $5, man. You get $10 for a physical copy, and with a regular cover. We have international options. We have variant color options, and they're all very affordable. So you guys over here in the chat, please go over here and support Aaron. Go over to Kickstarter and give him some of your money. This is very, very doable. It's a very backable project. Let's put some money behind Aaron. I like what he's doing, man. Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny.
The other thing is, sometimes we look at something and go on the shelf and go, oh no, not another vampire book, and you don't read it. But you never know when the genius take on vampires, or in this case, these our mythology derived from our ancient cultures, will be the take that really hits you. So don't look at the book and go, oh, or what he was talking about, going, oh, geez, another Hercules and Ares and Thor and this and that. No, this could be the genius work that you've been looking for, that goes, wow, this really, really hits me well, and I like this. And this guy's,
that is a good pitch. You got to save that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Though I mean, I grew up on mythology, and I've never seen anything like where you see mythology books, yes, but I never seen one where they're all interconnected with each other, and you have different mythologies interact with each other, and I think that was kind of catalyst of it. And one thing that you will see, you kind of see it in these pages, and this was kind of the direction, and partially a direction I gave to Jesse, was the colors, the color palette. So you will see, like, some things are very bright, and then once it gets, toward the end of the first issue, you'll get a little bit of a taste of the Egyptian, and it's kind of 180. It goes full on dark. So I basically wanted every family, every faction to have not just their visual take, but also like color schemes and everything else that I think it kind of goes with the said families. So you have like Kronos and Deimos, which are more majestic. You have like Hypnos here and Ares and Adonis that they're coming from, especially Adonis, more like plants, water type of stuff. So they're more, as you can see, like green, yellows. So all that type of stuff. I just wanted to put all of that kind of in one kind of mesh, but not for it to be too cluttered. And I mean, hopefully people like it.
Well, I think it looks great, dude. And like I said, everybody should go check this out on Kickstarter. This is the Book of Lyaxia. And like I said, it's a really good entry point. It looks good. It's got some good people on the project. Please go and support this for sure. But we have come to the end of our show, guys. Aaron, why don't you go ahead and tell us where else, other than your Kickstarter here, where else can we find you? Where can people get in contact with you, man?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, but mostly Facebook, Instagram, and Google. I mean, Hangouts. Just
okay.
Come and find me. I usually try to respond as quickly as I can. If I'm not at work, I'm usually prowling the social media.
There you go. And it's under Aaron Pohara, right? That's where all those things are under your name, right?
Correct. Aaron Pohara. Book of Lyaxia has a group and it has a page on a Facebook. Book of Lyaxia also has a Twitter handle. So if you're going to find me on Twitter, it's going to be under Book of Lyaxia. And my name, you will find me on Instagram.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming over here with us today. We really like the project. I wish you the best of luck, man, and I hope you get on a lot of these channels to talk about your book because it looks looks like fun, and it's nice and refreshing to have someone come on who actually knows exactly what story they're telling. That's really awesome, man. So let's go over to Todd. Todd, we know you have some things going on, so why don't you tell the people where they can find you? Todd.
Oh, doesn't get to
I have a show coming on right after this on my channel, and it'll start here in a little bit. If you want to join us and come over there, that'd be great. You can find, obviously somebody must be linking our channels, but you can also find me at Marooney. Yeah, Marooney at Marooney Todd on Twitter. And Chester should tell this guy what his degrees are in, because maybe you could be a resource.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I am an anthropologist, so I mean, I guess I could be of use to you if you had any questions, yeah. All right, cool. But most of the rest of us here you can find on Facebook. We are the Facebook team, Denali and myself and Booster, of course, as well as our chairman. But do we have any other information we need to give out, Denali?
On Fanspeak Friday, we have Tim Lim at 8 o'clock, first hour, and then Vincent Rodriguez on the 9 o'clock hour. So don't miss that. We have fans. We have the Drawn Quarter coming up. That's still hasn't been decided, but if
it has been decided, actually.
Oh, it has been decided.
Yes, okay. It does. So we have the Pro Edition here, of course, in 2 hours, I believe, is when it starts. No, 1 hour, sorry. In 1 hour, the Pro Edition starts over in Mike's channel, Blacklist Universe. And tomorrow's Fan Edition actually will be on our very own Todd's channel. It'll be on Todd's channel here, and I will be pushing that today and making sure that everyone knows exactly where that is. So don't miss out on that. Those are always a lot of fun.
Right. So Todd's channel, so follow him tonight for his show and see where it goes. And then follow him tomorrow for Drawn Quarter Fan Edition, which is going to be the Star Wars edition. So we'll figure out which character the pros will draw tonight, and the fans will do it tomorrow.
Well, I did.
Who gets to be Jar Jar Binks?
who gets to be Jar Jar Binks? I don't know. We'll make Booster Jar Jar Binks, of course.
Misa Jar Jar.
Misa Jar Jar. Yeah, but I actually did a little bit behind the scenes pushing to try to get Admiral Akbar on the list. So when you guys go over the straw poll today, vote Akbar. Vote once, vote twice, vote a lot. We want Admiral Akbar to be the subject. So please go do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd draw an amazing one. I have such a good plan for that character.
Okay, just so you know, Aaron, Booster is an absolute horrible artist. Just so you know. Okay,
That
but
is
anyway,
flat out
thank you guys very much. It was a great show. We really enjoyed having Aaron on here. Lots of fun. Enjoy you guys coming here every day and joining us and be part of the conversation. Thank you very, very much. And as usual, Denali, close out the show.
So everybody, thank you for joining us. Hit that like if you haven't. Hit that share button if you haven't. And if you haven't subscribed and you're new, welcome to the stream. We hope you continue to follow us. And as always, your perceptions shapes your reality. So always make it a good one.
Later,
Namaste.
everybody.
Have a good one.